What's up, everybody? Just a late night. Sometimes it comes to me, but this is for. I have two kinds of things that really come to me. Really, there's one for that's more personal that I only put on the member side of things, and there's one for the public side of things, which is now tonight is more of a definitely a public side tonight, and this is just random. Sometimes I just talk like that. So I'm gonna give a few minutes for people to hopefully catch it and be like, "Oh my God, he came on." So let me give a couple seconds there. Give you guys a few minutes to get up here and there, and I'm just gonna show you or just tell you about my random thought tonight. Not even show you because I'm not on camera. I gotta realize. But no, you're not on camera, so you can't really can't show them anything. What's up, NC Biggs, Mike, Rambo, Reese? This is a late night thought. What's up, Nicer? How you doing? Nicer spit is a nice quote. It's like credit reports, and then there's credibility reports for the universal law of mathematics. The universal laws go by credibility reports, and people in debt go by credit reports. Big difference. That was powerful too. I really enjoyed that when she wrote that. So shout out to you, Nicer. The reason why this came up. Oh, cool. Chapter 7 tomorrow. Okay, that is cool. What's up, Mecca? What's going on? Now, this is the reason for tonight. Why is it hard to accept? And this is more for the people that listen to me, but they want to hate me, right? They just want to go, man, who is he? Why he think he's all that? He think, just the way he looks, the way he talks, and it's got nothing to do with that. The reason I know if you if you see my channel, you see the way I act, you really, and I don't get me wrong, and I can picture if I was a brand new and I clicked on SMD channel, SavingsMinusDebt channel, and saw a guy talking the way I was talking the way I talk, right? But you got to understand something. My math is always going to be right. That's why I sound the way I sound, because I know my math is correct. I can prove everything I'm saying. But anyway, this is why, if this is you and you follow me in silence or whatever, maybe you learn something, because I get a lot of people writing me saying, "Hey, man, you changed my life just by your memes alone," and all that good stuff. And that stuff keeps me going. Okay, don't get me wrong. But when you, how can I say this? When you realize the only thing that was keeping you from becoming rich was just the math you learned in grade school, you that's what I guess it's more like when you realize it's just math, it's going to really be hard for you to accept because of all the things you've been doing all these years, just been doing it wrong. Right? You're going to realize that. You're just going to realize you've been doing it wrong. And that's going to be a hard thing to accept. All right. So right now, when you come across my channel and you see you want to be mad, but you can't because the math is right. When you ever hear me debating with somebody, it always listen to this. Yeah, I know your math is right, but yeah, that's true, but that's the only thing that's true is mathematics. Mathematics is the God, what did that dude Grady say? He said the universal law of, I think it just said universal law of mathematics, right? It's undeniable. No one can change it. Nobody can make up anything. 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2, right? That's all it is. And then when you accept that, you have to accept all of the things that you've been doing wrong. And I know a lot of people don't want to face that, right? You don't want, I can imagine somebody coming across my channel and then they got a house they've been calling themselves homeowners for the last 10, 15 years. And then when they mathematically see that they're not and they never have been, that's a hard pill to swallow. I can only imagine that pill. Realizing that you probably refinanced your house a couple times, or you be like, damn, I got an FHA. And when you find out how bad an FHA mortgage is and you're in one, you're gonna be so I get it. I totally get it. It's and then you think about all the credit cards and the and just the your whole life, because that's what, and I'm just telling you guys this because that's what I had to accept. I had to accept that my whole life was financed and none of it was mine. But you'll get over that part, okay? I promise you, you'll get over it. And you'll go through the phase of had I known this earlier in life, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Just be happy that you're gonna know it now. But you guys gotta, if you're new to my channel, I want you to listen to the confidence in my voice. I'm not wrong, and I can prove it. Now, that's going to be unlike any other financial channel you go to. When you go back to these financial channels on YouTube, and then when you just listen to their words, right? Like me, when you come here, I will 100% give you an answer, a correct answer. I will tell you right away where you're at, what you can do, what you cannot do. I will give you the exact answer, the exact mathematical answer. But I want you to pay close attention to when you go to other finance channels. They're all predictions. Hey, if you do this, this will grow. This will grow, and you put your money in here, and then your rent, the renter is going to be paying your mortgage and paying all. Yeah, and then when they get done saying things like that, I want you to go like this. I want you to say to them, "Is that 100% guaranteed that all that will happen?" Like when you go to another channel and a financial investor tells you to invest instead of paying off your student loans, and when he tells you about these percentage rates and all this other stuff that you can be earning, and then you can take that money and pay off your student loans, I want you to turn to your financial advisor and say, "Hey, is that 100% guaranteed?" And then they're going to turn to you and say, "Nothing's guaranteed. I'm telling you what I show you, it is. It's 100% guaranteed. All you got to do is follow the math, and I can show it to you, right? I can prove it to you." Sorry for that loud slurp. I got ice. I know this mic picks up well. But first you're gonna have to accept that you've been fucking up, man. But you gotta also accept that it wasn't your fault. You probably like me have never, ever, ever for the first 40 years of my life had never been north of zero. North of zero. Put it this way. Put it this way. If you add up all your savings and then add up all your debt, savings minus debt equals how much you're worth today, including your mortgage, including your student loans, including your tickets, including your collections, including it all, right? Now, that technically, if that's a large negative number, that means you are under zero, under zero. So that means if I had $1 in my savings account, $1, that means I have more money than you. My net worth is more than yours. If I had no job, well, I don't have a job, but no job and $1 in savings, my net worth is more than yours. Now, that's a tough pill to swallow right there. Real tough. Real tough. Because you logically know, mathematically, I'm telling the truth, but you're probably struggling with, well, I don't feel like it, because you got that car sitting out in the parking lot. You're probably listening to it. You probably listen to this on your brand new Mac or your brand new iPhone. sitting in your living room with all your furniture in it, maybe a piano in the corner, all that good stuff, right? Lights, washer and dryer, state of the art upstairs, downstairs, or whatever. But when you do the savings minus debt, you clearly see you're in the negative. You know why? Everything around you is an illusion. It's not even there. It's not even there. That's why it's hard to accept, because you gotta look at everything around you and realize none of it's yours. That's an illusion. And knowing if I had $1 in the bank, my net worth is worth more than yours. That's hard to accept. And so check this out. Check this out. Here's another one that's going to be tough to swallow. This is why it's hard to accept. All right. I always say this in my videos, and this is going to be a really tough one to grasp. But if you do the math, you'll know it's true. Okay. Money in any form doesn't exist for you. It doesn't exist. No, uh, the euro, the American, the US dollar, gold, silver, diamonds, anything you want. None of that exists for you. Even if you're holding it in your hand right now, even if you're holding $2,000. So like this, I always use example, but I'm gonna just use $1,000 because I messed up on the last math when I was trying to throw in two. If you had $1,000 in your hand and you had $50,000 in student loan debt, that's negative $49,000, right? That $1,000 is not even in your hand. Now, which one are you going to believe at this moment? This is the glitch in the debt matrix for those of you that are new to the channel. This is the glitch. Which one are you going out of that story I just told you? Which are you going to believe? Mathematics or your lying eyes? Okay. Now let's pull that $1,000 out of your hand and put $1,000 worth of gold in your hand. It's still negative $49,000. Even that gold is not even there. Put silver, put the euro, whatever. And when you hear people talk about, hey man, gold fluctuates and goes up and down, that has nothing to do with nothing. Okay. Don't that's an illusion too. Not the illusion of the fact that gold varies in prices, that goes up and down. That is true. You can physically see that. But if you're in debt, it doesn't matter if gold is going up and down or whatever. You're going up and down in a negative. So it really doesn't matter what gold does. It just doesn't exist for you. Hearing stuff like that, that's why it's hard to accept. It's hard to accept the things I say. Nicer says, your path is right, but check out my check out my baloney. Let's have a shouting competition. And Nicer is a very, very wise woman too, man. She is, man, beyond her years. It just I can only, but she knew her talents when she was a kid. I couldn't even imagine. Like, and I'm adult, so I'm like, hey, I know I believe in the universe. It's true, all that stuff. But if I was a young kid when everybody thought it was bull crap and all this other stuff, tease you for it, I probably would have had to keep my mouth shut too. But it's just she's just wise beyond her years, man. I tell you. She can sniff out the negative energy. She's got a strong thing for a negative energy detector. That's what she has. And she has no problem expressing it either. When I see it that strong, I'm like, okay, she's seeing something I'm not seeing. Nice. It says, this is what I look for when I check out content creators whose channel I just found. Is he or she giving sound, solid information? And how well are they breaking it down? Yeah. LJ's picture. Oh, that's your first time seeing that picture, Nicer? What's up, Art Cart? What's going on? So, if you're new to the channel, right? Don't be shy. You can ask me any question you want, and I'm gonna give it to you raw too. Okay, but I'm gonna give it to you mathematically. Mecca says, I have found friends. I have friends that say they don't plan on paying off their student loans. They're just going to pay the minimum, half the interest. They keep car notes and try to just to get they note lower. I remember those days. I remember those days. I remember talking just like that, Mecca. Just like that. I you know what it is? And if you're new to the channel, okay? Only people in student loan debt say things like that, okay? So if this is you and all of your friends say that kind of stuff, hey, everybody pays on student loans, uh, just invest instead of paying off student loans. Let me tell you something. Only people in student loans ever say things like that. Okay. When somebody tells you to invest instead of paying off your student loans, this is what I want you to go. This is what I want you to do. I want you to Google total student loan debt. Okay. It's like $1.6 trillion now. Trillion. Those are all the people that believe they can invest instead of pay off their student loans. It's one point. That means that's a lot of people that are doing what you're being told to do, and it's not working. $1.6 trillion says so. And especially if you're young, I want you to listen to something, okay? Student loan debt is the worst debt to have. The absolute worst. And the only thing that tops, put it this way, the only thing that tops student loan debt is owing the IRS money. Student loan debt is number two. That's number two. You will be a slave until you're dead. A slave. Shout out to Reese for the $1.99, the super chat. Thank you very much, Reese. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. What's up, Jewel? Cosmic. I saw Cosmic sneak up in here. If you do that, if you succumb to calling your student loan a forever loan, if you ever hear that, right? Even if you've said that, I want you to repeat this. Every time you hear that, I want you to say, I'm gonna be a forever slave. Oh, that's a forever loan. Okay, you're a forever slave. And if you hear those people that just keep going back to school and get degree after degree after degree, you know why they do that? Because they're trapped. Those people that have degree after, and have you noticed like you come across somebody with like 5, 6 degrees, but they're not even working in the field of any of their degrees. Have you ever come across that? You know why they do that? Because they're trapped. They keep going because if they keep going, they don't have those student loans are not going to be due. If they just keep going to school, they won't be due. But they don't realize they're just burying themselves deeper and deeper and deeper into debt. Till one day, check this out. One day they can't go to school forever. One day it's going to stop. And then guess what? Yep, you guessed it. They're going to be a slave until they're dead. There is no way, because some of those people do that all the way up into their 50s. And then when they finally stop and that student loan money is due and you're in your 50s, man, and you don't even know how much it is. You don't want to be my age and wake up at 50 with 50 or $60,000 worth of student loan debt. You don't want to do that. Because in order to get out of student loan debt at that age, that it's gonna take some serious humbling of yourself. You know why? Because you're gonna have to move back in with your parents, stay with your in your sister's room, in her house, or whatever. You're gonna have to do something because you can't. There is no way you're gonna be able to live by yourself and pay off that much debt. No, you're not. I definitely had to humble myself. Once I woke up at 40, I moved out of my fancy high-rise building and moved into a room in my sister's house. First, First, I had to accept it. Don't get me wrong. This is after I accepted. Okay. After I accepted it, it humbled me, right? And then I went and moved into into a room in my sister's house. Everybody thought I was on crack. What's wrong with LJ, man? He's smoking meth, man. What happened? Why he sell his car? Why he do? Those are all the people in debt just talking. They don't know anything that they're saying. They have not a clue of what they're saying. Just talking. Nice says, I seen you use that pic before. It's still funny though. Okay. Cosmic says, "Oh snap, LJ going raw. Who's hating on LJ?" No, nobody's really hating them. You know, I want you guys to pay attention to something too. This is important. You notice I don't really have trolls like that, right? I don't really have people coming to my page and commenting thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't just do stuff like that. You know why? Because you got to come over here and prove what you're saying, right? If you come here, you got to say what you're trying to be a troll about. I mean, you got the regular troll that try to sell stuff and or maybe come over here and say something bad, but I'm talking about like come over here and say, LJ, you're wrong, because you got to come correct, else you're going to be exposed. What's up, Jewel? What's going on? Joseph? SMD family in here. If you're new, you can be part of the family too. It is a family for real. You believe that. It really is. You cross over, you're going to be exposed, and you're going to be exposed to a whole new set of people. Um, it's a language that cannot be faked. It's almost like a superpower. Once you get on the north side of zero and you 100% believe in mathematics, people in debt are unarmed and they don't even know they're unarmed. They don't even know, right? They'll come up to you and try to suggest something. Hey, you should do this and that. And you're like, hey, but you're in debt. So how are you going to do that? And they still want to, like, when I hear NC Biggs be having some good stories, right? He'll hear somebody say something and he's like, but you're in debt, so you can't really do that, right? And then they say, who are you, NC Biggs? What do you know? And then you just got to go, okay, then walk away. It's going to be like a superpower. You're going to feel like Neo in the debt matrix. Mecca says they said they would get a 30-year mortgage for a $150,000 house. I told them I can save that in 5 to 10 years and pay cash. Exactly. They said they don't want to wait 10 years to get the house. They want it now. So listen what they're saying, right? They believe with no money. This is just crazy when I think about it, because I was in that situation. They believe with no money, they can get a house now and they don't have to wait. They don't even know what they're saying when they say stuff like that. If this is you, you got to stop saying things like that out loud. You cannot say things like that. Hey, I don't want to wait. I want to get, because when I hear a person talk like that, I know exactly what type of mortgage they're going to get. They're going to get a FHA mortgage. FHA mortgage. If you have one, if you're thinking about them, this is what I'm going to tell you right now, okay? FHA mortgages are for people that will not accept that they cannot afford a house. Because if you understand money, you would never in a million years get an FHA mortgage, let alone tell anybody that you got one. Soon as you crack your lips and talk about you're paying PMI, I know everything about your finances. Why? Because people with money don't give away money like that. We don't give away money like that. What's the PMI for? It's for what? For you? Why would I pay insurance for you, bank? People, and the banks are good though. They labeled it like that on purpose. PMI, private mortgage insurance. So when they hear the word insurance, the person in debt will think it's for them, but it's not for them, it's for the bank. It's to insure them from you because you don't know that you're probably gonna lose the house anyway because you're accepting such a mortgage. When you sign, like, for example, especially you new people, I want you guys to listen closely. If you sit, if you're in a bank, right? And you're getting ready to buy a house with a FHA mortgage, right? And they set this thick stack of papers in front of you. Sign here, initial here, sign here, initial here, sign here, initial here, sign here, initial here. If you do that without a lawyer involved with it, first of all, they know you. I don't, there's so many negatives here. I'm trying to put it in order here. Even by you sitting down at the table talking about you thinking about signing papers of a FHA mortgage, right? And on top of that, you're doing it without a lawyer. You know, there's a feeling in the pit of your stomach as you're signing these papers, right? Because you know you have no clue of what's in that stack of papers. You have no idea what you're signing. None. You're just trying to do it fast enough so you can get them keys, so you can get up, walk from the bank, get on Facebook, and talk about you're a homeowner. Oh, congratulations. Oh, no, you're not. You know how many people on Facebook think they're homeowners when that happens? I see it all the time, all the time. Hey, congratulations, I'm a homeowner. I'd be like, no, you're not. I can see it that you're not. I can clearly see that you're not. What's up, Naima? Sorry, I didn't see sneak up in here. Not creep up in here, sneak up in here. How you doing? Reese says, why my name not green? Are you in the members only, Reese? Are you in the members only thing? Because I see NC Biggs is, Cosmics is, Nicers is, Joseph. Yeah, they're all green. She said, why my name not green? Yeah, that is a cool looking badge. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty cool, man. That is cool. She's like, I want my name green. I don't want my regular name. But if you're in an FHA mortgage right now, I just want you to realize this, that the reason why you're attracted to an FHA mortgage is probably because you're in debt. Because check this out, this is something else a lot of people don't realize. Now, when you go to a bank and you have a 20-year-old student loan and you're coming to get a 30-year mortgage, right? The bank, this is hardcore too, man. The bank already knows that you don't know. You're telling the bank without even knowing that you're telling them, because they're going to offer you a particular type of loan if you come to the bank with a 20-year-old student loan talking about you want a 30-year mortgage. They already know that if you haven't paid off a 20-year student loan, you're not paying off a 30-year house. You're not. Especially with a FHA mortgage. There's the likelihood of you paying off a house with a 20-year student loan with the FHA mortgage is slim to none. And when you hear people talk about, hey, man, I'm going to pass this house. I'm going to pass this. You need something to pass down to the family. You can't pass down anything you don't own. Would you think the bank just because you want to pass it down to your kids, the bank's going to step out of it? No, that's their house. You can't pass their house down to anybody. The bank is going to be like, whoever you passing it to, are they going to be able to afford the mortgage? Then why are you passing it to them? It's crazy. Cosmic says that the funny thing is, LJ, most people with wealth don't even own their home. Ownership isn't the goal. Exactly. They don't. You think I knew that, Cosmic? I didn't know not to have. I remember the first time, I think when I was first coming out of debt, I remember I had a friend. He's a lawyer in California. He's a lawyer. He's like, my house is not in my name. I said, what do you do? He says, I rent. I said, you rent? He said, yeah, I rent from my business. I was like, okay, there's a reason why you're doing that. It's this. I notice people with wealth always keep a buffer between them and people in debt. Okay, because people in debt, They like to sue. They want fast money. They want instant money. So I see why the wealthy do that. They just keep them one layer thick, one layer away from people in debt that like to sue and steal and all that other stuff, right? Let insurance take care of all that stupid nonsense and it just keeps your mind out of it, right? What's up, Jared? I may talk that tomorrow. Okay. The floor is, by the way, if you guys don't know, she's graciously hosting the show tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. She's gonna do another show. She's gonna be spitting some of that knowledge out there. She had an ear for me. She had an earful for me today. What's up, LJ? Yeah, I just talk to billionaires and millionaires. You know, I don't really got time to be doing all, talking. No, I'm just saying. She didn't say nothing like that. She got a wealth of knowledge, and if you haven't heard her, you should go check out she already she made a previous video, or she hosted the show. Let me see what number that is so I can put that up there. Let me see, because I've been numbering these videos now, so it's easier for you guys to find. Let me sorry, I'm just looking right here. Let's see. Oh man, where is it? Oh, there it is. Cosmic. Okay, 595 video 595. So check it out. Go check out her first show. Her and Hyphy topping each other, bringing in parents and stuff. They got a little battle going on. I don't know if Hyphy's in here. He be creeping in here sometimes. Don't say nothing. Oh, okay. I thought you were a member. That's why their name is like that, because they're a member of the YouTube SMD family member group. Let me get that link. 1 second here. Let me see where it's at. No, that's not it. 1 second here. I'm gonna put it in here. What did I do with that? How did I get there? 1 second. Oh, there we go. Let's go there. So I got this just set up the SMD members only group. So where we kind of, I have different videos in there, and I also do a lot of communicating in there to the members only. When things come to my mind, we talk about different topics, just kind of, because I can say things in there that I don't really have to explain myself of why I'm saying it, because they know why I'm saying it, right? So let's put that there. That's the members only group, Brees. I told him I was joking. She's nothing like that. What's up, Gabriel? How you doing, man? Jaws 2003. Having that business buffer from your personal life kind of reminds me of how you keep credit card away from your main bank account. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I use a credit card everywhere I go. I don't even use my bank card. I don't use my debit card nowhere. I use my credit card everywhere, right? So if anything happens, they're going to get my credit card. And I like that buffer. Cosmic says, I'm not bringing in my dad tomorrow. He's busy, unfortunately, but he sends the SMD his regards. Yeah, your dad it was cool. So if you're new, right? Why I'm here is this. This is why I'm here. I was in debt. I lived in the debt matrix for the first 40 years of my life. Okay. I didn't know I lived there. I was just doing everything everybody else was doing, kept my student loans for like 10 years, even though I went to college for 4. Just things that don't make mathematical sense. I was doing them, right? And once I became debt free, I realized there's this weight that was on the front of my forehead, right? That I was carrying around, and was debt. Because when I was in debt, I thought everybody had debt, right? And you just carry it you carry it everywhere with you. You just don't know it's there until you become debt free. Once you become debt free, it's just lifted, right? You feel that's the best way I can explain that feeling, right? And then once that happened, I got really excited, and then I've been on a mission ever since to help other people feel feel the same type of freedom. And along that journey is when I started just meeting other people, like the SMD family members, right? The members that are in here now. I started meeting everybody, and the commonality, we all know the foundation to everything we do is basic mathematics. It starts there, period. If you don't know, if you come up to an SMD family member and you don't know the basics, your foundation is the math that we learned in grade school, we tune you out. It's just like a turning off a TV or something, right? You may not know it. We know it, right? We know how to just tune you. Like if you try to come up to an SMD family member, right, and try to kick down kick down some financial knowledge, and we see a brand new cell phone in your hand, you know what we're going to ask? We're going to be like, hey man, did you finance that phone? If you say yes, pew, just like a turned off TV. We're going to be looking at you. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not going to know that you're tuned out. Just put it that way. You're not going to know that you're tuned out, but you will be tuned out. We're not going to listen to anybody with a finance cell phone in their hand, or somebody says, hey man, I got to have me a new phone every single year. That tells us, you telling an SMD family member everything we need to know about your finances, especially if you're saying it out loud. Okay. I promise you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, that's the next topic. I wanted to get on that topic. Now I gotta look that up. I wanted to get on that topic. Well, I'm gonna get on that topic inside the members only, because you know what? We're gonna go through and read the rules of martial law. Now, I'm not even gonna talk about it here. No, I'm not even gonna talk about it here. I'm gonna save it. I've been thinking about this. That's for members only. It's gonna blow you guys' mind, man. Blow you guys' mind. Blow your mind. Thank you, Nicer. Appreciate it. Hit that like button and subscribe. SavingsMinusDebt.com if you want some help. Jaws 2003 says, I just saw an article in Forbes magazine about people being denied mortgage loans because of the CARES Act. I put the article in Discord. I think they're just denying people loans because they know it's about to happen. They know it's about to happen. Again, I think what has to happen is the largest stimulus package, or whatever they're going to call it. It's got to be the biggest one in history to save this economy. That's the only thing that can save this economy. Because if they don't, everybody loses. Everybody loses. Not just, and that's people invested in real estate right now. Everybody's going to lose if they don't do it. If they don't give this whole country a big package, like to save everything. Nice. It says martial law in NYC now. I got to look that up. Cosmic, join the Discord server. Thank you. You guys should come in there, and we'd be having some good topics up in there too. Martial law in NYC. That means, no, I'm not going to predict. I got to read that. What are you seeing there, Nicer? What did you read that somewhere? Did somebody say something? So anyway, if you're new to the channel and you want to get started and you want me to help you, just go to SavingsMinusDebt.com. I promise you, free 30-minute consultation. I will just listen to what you have to say. It gives me an idea where you're at, and then we can go from there. Then see if you want to work with me and see if I want to work with you. It's totally up to you. But I'll change your life. I'll help you accept what's hard to accept, right? That is just 5th grade math. And then once you get out on the north side of zero, that it is a whole new world. So I strongly suggest that you join the members only group, because it's so many pieces. and you're gonna be like a newborn baby. All right, you're gonna come over here, you're gonna see how it really works, and then you're gonna be like, now what? But you're gonna be part of the SMD family or you just throw any of your questions in there and people just answer it. From Jules, she got some. She be throwing some stuff in the Discord server, some good ideas for this, that's and that. We got real estate, cosmic, nicer spit some knowledge. Everybody got their different pieces, because there's many pieces. It's not just the money piece. It's the mental piece. It's the universal laws piece. There's a lot of pieces, but you have to pay for a ticket to come to the north of zero, right? And the price of your ticket is add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the price of your ticket. Now you have to pay that ticket first before you can come over here. There is no other way around it. That's the universal law. You have to. There is no choice. Jaws 2003 says, LJ, I believe they will, because more people will root, and this is an election year. More people will root. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Jaws 2003. With lenders not giving out mortgage loans, do you believe the housing crash will come sooner? No, it's not going to come any faster. No, there's too much stuff going on right now. Like martial law is happening. Like I don't really even look past the summer. Well, I always keep saying that something big was going to happen by the summer, and martial law is happening, right? Think about it. It has to happen. The people are not going to stop doing what they're doing unless the president stops them, and he's going to stop them. I don't know why they think he can't. That blows me away. Hey, you can't do that. Yes, he can. When martial law is in place, no, I'm not going. Okay, no. We're going to get into that in the members only group. All right. Because it's almost a waste of time, because a lot of people here, they're just not ready to hear that kind of stuff right now. But over there, I can speak freely. Right. And when I say the things I say, I back it up by my mathematical logic. It just makes sense. Nice. It says, seen a link from Rosa Clemente, activist I follow on Facebook. She's from NYC. Okay. Jules, right. Yeah, we'd love to share over there. We want everybody to feel this freedom. We really do. We really do. We want everybody to feel this freedom, because there's plenty of room over here. We'll help you from money-wise. We'll help you from emotional-wise, because yes, you're going to be, that's why it's so hard to accept, because you're going to be emotionally upset when you see that it was just that simple. You're going to think back of all the cars you financed. You're going to think about all the credit cards you have with different limits on them, probably all maxed. You're going to think about all that stuff. Why you didn't know the interest rate of this. I can't believe they was charging me interest rate for that. Well, is that what gap insurance for? Oh my God, I did not. You're going to go through all that. And that's psychological, right? Everybody, you're going to go through several things, man. And I want you guys to understand, this is a family. So I don't know all the pieces, but there's people in different areas they'll share their stories, and then they'll help you through yours. It's many pieces. What's up, Andre? How you doing, man? They're working that herd immunity. Yes, they are. Yes. If, again, you new users or you new people follow me, it must be this way. Yeah, I'm helping people out, but the majority must stay in. That's another hard fact you're going to have to swallow, because when you get on the north side of zero, you're going to want to help your mom, your dad, your cousins, your friends. You're going to say, hey, man, I figured it out, man. You just get out of debt. Guess what? They're not going to hear you. They're not going to hear you. You're going to be like, man, but I can prove it with mathematics. They're still not going to hear you. That's how strong it is. Hey, man, you're not a homeowner with a mortgage. They're not going to hear you. Imagine when you go to your friends and say things like that. How long you had your student loan? You're not a homeowner with a mortgage. Imagine me standing in the background like that old black and white Twilight Zone movie. Remember the movie The Twilight Zone, right? That black and white, that guy, the black and white Twilight Zone, right? And the guy's in the background. You just reached into the room, and he talks like. Imagine that's me. Imagine me standing next to you saying, "They can't hear you. They can't hear a word you're saying." You're gonna have to accept that too, and that's gonna be very emotional because you're gonna see them digging themselves in the hole deeper and deeper, living paycheck to paycheck, and not being able to figure out why they are living paycheck to paycheck. That's gonna be very difficult, but it must. The majority, our economy runs on debt. They must remain in debt, else none of this works. Oh, rioting. Okay. Joss 2003 says, LJ, I was speaking about the rioting and the government issuing another stimulus deposit. Are they? Are they? I didn't hear about that. Are they issuing another stimulus deposit? I know they're going to do something. They got to do something big. But right now they have a little bit of time because of martial law. Everything's going to be different. People are, but in order to save the economy, there's got to be something big coming. It has to be. Because everybody's going to lose if they don't. Well, the majority is going to lose, not everybody. Because if there's losers, there's winners. Okay. Always remember that. When you hear the stock market go down, oh my God, the stock market's down 50,000 points. And it can't, that means because the money doesn't evaporate. That means somebody's winning, but it's a few people. That's why it looks like the stock market's down, because the majority losing, the minority's winning. Okay. High Fee says, when will the economy get back to normal? I want to take my date to an expensive restaurant, buy some flowers and everything. Well, it counts on what you believe normal is, because whatever it was before 2020, that's gone forever. That's never coming back ever. Now, are you debt free, High Fees? I don't know if you're debt free. It counts on if you're debt free or not. Right? That's a major factor in the equation if you're debt free. If you're not debt free, it's going to be an illusion. If you've been in debt all your life and you just thought debt was part of life, and I'm just telling you, that's an illusion. Okay, you're living in an illusion. I know all your friends are doing it around you. They're all doing the same thing you were doing. Because I remember I would go to barbecues, and the backyard barbecues where all you and your work buddies, you guys all go and gather and barbecue, and then guess what you talk about in the back of the barbecue? Work. And usually the barbecues are on a Sunday too. So not only do you talk about work, you talk about how you dread going back. I got to get, hey man, it was good, man. I appreciate it, man. It was good, man. That food was good, but I got to get back, man. I got to get ready for bed to get up for work. I remember those. Ooh, I remember those. Now I don't even watch football or nothing like that, right? But I remember when the Super Bowl was over, right? And it's usually like in the evening after the game is over, you'd be like, all right, man, I got to get back, man. I got to get ready for work tomorrow. Oh, I remember those days. Whew. I didn't even realize because you can just see it on people's faces that they just didn't want to do it. Now, if you got to go to a job you hate, you are in debt. In debt. Go to the barbecue talking about work between the commercials of the football game. You might talk about, hey man, how long you been at so and so, man? That's a good job, this and that, and blah. Oh my God. Every single year. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Andre says simple, just buy the restaurant. Hey man, he'll be able to get one next year, 2021. If they don't come up with some ridiculous amount of money to save the economy, you'll be able to get a restaurant. You probably get a restaurant right now. People, can you imagine? I said this the last time. Can you imagine somebody that got some of that SBA money to save their restaurant? They were already underwater. They got some SBA money, and then the rioters came and messed it all up. I couldn't even imagine the feeling of that, of a store owner, of a restaurant owner that's trying to get back on his feet, that suffered in the coronavirus, and then along come the rioters and just wipe him out. Oh my God. People don't understand that would make somebody snap. Those kind of things make people, that kind of stuff will make a person do something that they wouldn't normally do, especially if you lost everything, you have nothing. That restaurant or that business was the only thing keeping you alive, and some people came and looted it, robbed it, and destroyed it. Josh 2003 says, LJ, they had submitted the new stimulus bill to the Senate. It may pass because it's an election year, and I believe they don't want more rioting. Enact the Insurrection Act 1807. I just, you know what I think? This is what I think, Josh. I think they have to. They don't have no choice. They have to pass some kind of stimulus package. They have to. This is not an option. People run. Okay, you see how you feel the energy of the country right now? Imagine that energy on top of no jobs and running out of money. Can you imagine? They have to do that. But again, martial law's here now. They ain't nobody gonna be acting up. You can try. They're not the police. There's different. I'm not gonna get into that. We're gonna save that for the group. We're gonna save it for the group. Andre says stimulus equals debt. Not for us though, Andre. You know it must be that way, sir. You know it must be that way. Check this out. This is my prediction. I always say this. I believe that we're going to see a stimulus package, whatever it's going to be called. It's going to be the biggest one in history. Slaves are going to be paying this stimulus package back for the next 100 years. They're going to be paying it back. Their children are going to be paying back, and their children's children are going to be paying this package back. And it must be this way, because if they can get this package to last 100 years, it'll be at that time it'll be time for a new economy, because the actual time will have changed. The economy also has to change with time. It has to. You know, the old economy before this new economy that's here, it would not have worked with the way things are run right now, because you got to remember, like, Uber didn't exist, Amazon didn't exist. Having companies that made billions of dollars had actual employees. Uber has no employees. See what I'm saying? Amazon got everybody and their mama delivering for them, right? And they're a multi-billion-dollar company. The previous economy wasn't ready for that. So in order for them to catch up, they have to create a new one. This has to happen like every 100 years. It has to. And when I say economy, I'm talking world economy. I'm not just talking about United States. I'm talking the world. I think different actions happen for like local economies, local to our nation, right? But when we're talking world, only a pandemic can change the world economy. Only. Debt equals tax. High fee says no debt. Not debt free yet, but I still like being social. You can still be social. I kind of, and believe it or not, high fees, that's why I asked that question of, were you still in debt? Because when I hear people say, hey, when are things getting back to normal? I'm like, okay, by you saying that, just period, you don't realize that that's not coming back. That old normal, that's gone forever. Right? It's gone. Andre says, the flood of cash will be obscene. Yes, it's going to be crazy. And I'm telling you, Andre, I think it's meant to last the next 100 years, because everything's going to change. 100 years from now, it's going to change again. None of us are going to know, though. We're not going to be here. Marcy says, nobody touched the cup food store except to paint George Floyd mural, but I don't see anyone giving their business ever again. Cup food stores. I never heard of cup food stores. Cosmic says, LJ, what do you mean when you say new economy? I'm saying new economy like this gives businesses a chance to catch up with businesses like Uber and Lyft and Amazon, where they have, they make billions of dollars with barely any employees because the majority of the employees are 1099. Now, in order for a traditional business working in the previous economy, they had actual employees, but in order for those people to catch up, to ever get a chance to even come close to making the money like Amazon and Uber, they would have to make their employees 1099 too. But if they had to go through the traditional way of, hey, we got to fire you, whatever the process of making them 1099 and making them work from home in their own environment, so to remove risk of this, the actual employee themselves, and actually having employees. So now that these companies have put people home during the coronavirus, right? They're at home working. Those companies are not going to be like, oh, the coronavirus is over now, we're going to bring you guys back into the building. They're going to be like, oh, hell no. Nope, they're gonna slowly transition those employees to 1099. Now they're gonna be at home, responsible for their own taxes. They don't, and you got to remember, these people that are at home, they're gonna love it. You know why? Because they don't have to commute. But what they don't know is this: now they're gonna be responsible for their own taxes, insurance, especially the tax part. Going from a W-2 to a 1099, they're not gonna have a clue. So IRS is gonna make a ton of money off them, because that's a whole different story. But so now they will be able to have employees from anywhere in the country. They're going to no longer be locked, because having an actual employee in the building, that's a physical thing, right? But if you can have your employees at home, that means you can have your employees anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. Then they're going to be able to do, that's one step they'll be able to do that's maybe a little different than Uber, because Uber they have to have physical drivers, but they're all over the world too. But I mean, not all over the world, but having remote employees, you can have all over the world, right? And paying people much cheaper. It's a whole, because think about it, Cosmic. You know how much money it would have took a company to say, hey, we're going to put everybody at home. That would be a huge, just years. COVID-19 just accelerated that process, put it into months. They're not going back. Gabriel says, I know that feeling, LJ. I was feeling that when it was my last year in high school. I hated going there because I was leaving the matrix. I know. I remember you said that a couple times, Gabriel. School is Jaws 2003 says, I see farm tractors and equipment being sold more as well, especially on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe because people are just broke. They need money, so they're selling their stuff, I guess. Cup Foods. Oh, Cup Foods is where George Floyd was murdered. Okay. You know what I heard too? Somebody told me the other day. Somebody said that God, what is that? What's the place they donate money online? What's that called? Where people can donate the money. Anyway, I forgot what it's called, but it's up to like $11 to $12 million for the family. It's probably higher than that now. But God, can somebody type that in here? Because I sure forgot what it's called. where people can donate money. I heard it's up to like $12 million. I got to look it up. If I was in debt, I would have never been able to see a new economy. I wouldn't be able to see where it's going. I wouldn't have known any of that. This is going to be your gift. This is going to be a gift. You come north of zero. This could be your gift. You'll be more freer than you. I've been more free within the last 7 years of my life than the first 40 years of my life. I've been freer than I've ever been. GoFundMe. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nicer. Thank you, Quentin. Appreciate it. I got to go look, but I heard it's up. It's in the millions. I know that. It's in the millions. Andre says, be careful with B Corps. They are for profit. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Meach. Appreciate it. I got to go look it up, though. I got to see what that, let me see, because I heard you can, let me see. I'm going to do it right now. I heard you can see who is the top earners. Oh, you got to log in. I ain't logging in. I ain't doing none of that. I just want to look. And it looks like, it's top fundraiser. George Floyd. Yeah, that's the top one. 12.8 million raised. No, what is it saying? 12.8 of 1.5. I have no idea what they're talking about there. 1.5. 12.8 million raised of 1.5 million. 2.2 million raised of 500,000. I'm not sure what they're meaning by that. Oh, it's over that. Are those the set? Oh, that must have been the set amount. Holy moly! Wow. That is absolutely mind blowing. So they probably set justice for Breonna Taylor. It was probably set at 500,000. It's at 2.2 million. And there are a couple of GoFundMe's for, oh no, this is for his daughter. And she's got 1.5 million. Wow. That is crazy. They might have set a goal and exceeded. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Nice. So that's what they did. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. And so they had set the original George Floyd at 1.5 million 43 seconds ago. 26 seconds ago. Oh, they even put the timer up for when the people last did a donation. Wow, that's crazy. Mecca says, can you elaborate on the statement you made about how people out of debt move? You stated that someone used a business to rent. It's more for like tax purposes and a buffer from people in debt. So when you business is taxed differently than personal. Okay. Business taxes and ordinary taxes is different, right? So are different. And so when if you rented if you got a house and you put that house under LLC, right, and made it a rental, it'll be classified as a rental to the IRS, right? And then you rent from your business, your LLC, you be a renter, right? There's tax advantages when you do stuff like that. Not only tax advantages, but the buffer between you and somebody trying to sue you or something, right? Because people, like, somebody will come over your house and they'll be like, hey, I slipped and fell on your porch. And, people, and you got to remember, people are in debt right now. They're really in debt. All right. So they're really looking for fast money. You don't know what people will do when they're broke, right? And so they come over, fall on your whatever, right? And I'm gonna sue you. I hope you got insurance, right? Well, they if the house is not in your name and under the company's name, they can't sue you directly, right? They got to sue the company, right? And it's a very big difference. Cosmic can speak on that for sure. She probably got a better way of saying it, better technical mathematical answer. I can asset control to make money and get more tax write-offs. See, it's about taxes, buffers, and and like you said, wealthy people don't put stuff in their name. Right? That's just you just don't. I get it now. At first, I didn't get that. It didn't make any sense to me, but now I get why they do that. Right? What's up, Herbert Walker? What's going on, man? LJ, I had no idea you were coming on. No, this was a random coming on now. Are you thinking about having a schedule? No, sometimes I come on random. This is a random one, Herbert. Sometimes things come to me and I just get on the mic. I always schedule the scheduled ones. Like we are going to have a 6 o'clock. Oh no, wait. Oh, see, I'm talking fast now. No, I forgot Cosmic's on at 4, so we can't come on at 6 tomorrow. I don't know. I might change the time. We'll see. We'll see how long Cosmic goes. And then because she's gonna be hosting the show. So probably it might be after Cosmics. And then I'm gonna come on and then come into the members only group. So Cosmic says, but never in my name. I don't want to own anything. See what I'm saying? Now, if Cosmic said that to somebody in debt, I don't want to own anything. They would be like, oh, she's broke. She don't want to own anything, then she's never going to make it in America or whatever, right? But you don't know what that means when people that understand money say things like that. There's a reason why they're saying it, right? Because I remember when I was first getting out of debt, I remember hearing Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey would say that all the time. Nothing's in my name. I don't have anything in my name. I'm like, why wouldn't you? Don't you want to own something? But once you understand, you'll understand. Always talking to Cosmic. I started a business in the beginning of last month, so I'm trying to learn how to use it. Yeah, I suggest make sure you use lawyers too. I'm everything I do when especially it comes on that stuff. I'm using lawyers. I want to make sure everything is done right. I don't know anything about that. I'm gonna hire somebody to do it for me. If you're new to the channel, man, don't be afraid to. You can ask questions in here. Nobody's gonna make you feel bad or nothing like that. So don't be afraid. What's up, Living for Life? How you doing? Welcome. Glad you can come in here this random Thursday night, unscheduled talk. I know, late night show. Sometimes when it comes to me, I was talking to somebody and then it came to me as I'm talking to him. Like I have a close friend that I've been trying to. Oh man, I've been trying to get him on board for the longest, man, but it hurts that I can't. It really does. It hurts that I can't. He just, he's had his student loans for 15 years, but when I go to his Facebook, him and his wife go on vacations. They look like they're having fun. They're doing all this stuff. I'm just like, damn. And then I think about all the people that are seeing him on Facebook, like, oh my God, they have the life. Oh my God, they're just doing no, it's not. That's an illusion. That's an illusion. It's a I- with Facebook now and all the social media sites, man. I really do feel bad for people in debt that see that stuff. They see that stuff and then they think, wow, I want to live like that. I want to have their life. I want to go on those vacations. I want to do everything. It's like it's all an illusion. It's not real. None of it's real. People totally forget about when you're on social media, you can be anything you want to be. Nobody stops to say, how come nobody posts about the bad times when they're fighting and arguing or some they can't pay a bill and they're crying? uh, all the stuff that goes on in the background. You know why? They don't nobody wants to show all that. Nobody's gonna show that. Oh man, hey, here's a picture of me crying because I can't figure out how to pay these bills. I might lose my house. Nobody's throwing those type of pictures up there. All the pictures you see, the majority of you see is somebody going on a vacation. Hey, I'm taking the fam over here. You're like, damn, man, they got money. They took the whole fam in the middle of a pandemic. That's an illusion. Okay. You guys have no idea how many people out there are pretending to not be suffering during a pandemic. This is a pandemic, worldwide pandemic. Everybody is affected. Everybody. When you're not in debt, it affects you very differently than a person in debt. I promise you. Is it affecting me? Yeah, of course it's affecting me. But I'm not crying. I'm like, oh my God, the world. No, I'm just like, damn, where's all this going? That's the only thing I really think about. Oh my God. But you can almost predict. I can almost predict what's happening. And how I do that is I watch people. I don't watch the news. I don't hear what social media says. All I do is I say this to myself. What would the majority do in whatever situation it is? What would the majority do? When I just follow that, I'm almost never wrong. Herbert Walker says, I don't have money conversations with friends and family anymore. Nope, that stops. Those conversations stop. I don't talk about money, nothing. And if I'm somewhere where a whole bunch of people start talking about money, I just excuse myself and leave. Because as soon as I hear somebody they'll look at the flashiest person in the crowd. Maybe you'll see somebody with a nice suit and gold watch or whatever, right? They're going to naturally gravitate towards that person because they have the nice image along with a matching car, probably rolling up in a Range Rover, Gucci red bottoms or whatever you want to call it, right? So they're going to assume that person has money, but that has nothing to do with nothing. Nothing. Limit for Life says, I had the same talk with my other half about the vacation and student loan just an hour ago. Yeah. Vacation and student loans do not mix. Don't mix. You cannot go on vacation with a student loan. That's mathematically impossible, but millions do it every day. Millions. Millions do it every day. They go on vacation with student loans. Hell, I did it. I went to Australia while having student loans. Australia. Sure did. I enjoyed that trip. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. But I'm telling you, I would have had a better time had I not had debt. You know how long I would have stayed in Australia? Because when I'm in debt, I went to Australia. We stayed about 8 days, something like that, whatever. Today, I'm going to Australia. I'm staying a month. I'm not traveling 14 hours to stay a week and a half. I'm staying a month. Andre says, has to be sole proprietor. He must be. Are you talking to me? Oh, you're talking to Mecca. Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Andre got some good stuff, man. Andre says, I've interviewed hundreds of CPAs. The only ones worth it were for big firms. And you know what's so crazy, Andre? You know what? If I pick a CPA, the first question I'm gonna ask, hey man, let me see your personal credit report. I know I would get a weird look. And they would be like, well, why you want to see that? It's gonna tell me if you're a good CPA. It's gonna tell me if you use your skills on your own finances. That's number one. I bet you CPAs, the majority of CPAs don't even know that. I'll be like, hey, I need to see your personal credit report. They're going to say, oh, my credit score is this. And then I'm going to have to stop them and say, I didn't mean your credit score. I said your credit report. They're going to say, why you want to see that? It's going to tell me if you use your skills on your own money. You're not going to treat your money better than my money. So I need to know if you respect your own finances first. And your personal credit report is going to show me that, CPA. You're trained on that, right? Yeah, you good with numbers, right? I need to see if you did it on your own finances. Because if you haven't, and I'm not using you. Andre says, I usually have to educate them. See what I'm saying? This will be. I kid you not. I kid you not. It feels like a freaking superpower. It feels like a It feels like I'm walking around on this earth financially wise, like I'm Neo, man. I'm telling you, they don't even know how. They don't even know how you know. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Herbert Walker says, I met with my cardiologist and he thought it was a great idea to focus on my health. I could not have done that if I wasn't debt free. That's true. You focus in once you get debt free, you really start focusing on your health. You realize you become debt free, you realize time is the most valuable thing on earth. And if you want to own the majority of that and you want to walk around on this earth, you have to be healthy because you need a human body to enjoy your time on earth, right? Mecca says, LJ, it's crazy now. Ever since I've been on paying off all my debt, starting a business, that's all I want to talk want to talk about, nothing else. So it's hard to hold convos without talking business. Yeah, because you th- that's why your friends are going to change, right? Your friend, because the friends that you had while you were in debt, they're not going to want to talk about the things you talk about, right? So that means your friends are naturally going to change. That's how it works. Andre says, Herbert, make sure. Oh, he's talking to Herbert. Okay. I had no idea being debt free would feel this good. Me neither, Herbert. I didn't know. I had no clue, not a clue. This shit is amazing. It is absolutely amazing that I could even like. If I wasn't debt free, I wouldn't understand anything Andre's saying to me. I wouldn't understand any of why he's saying that to me. None of. I wouldn't understand cosmic wisdom. I wouldn't understand none of these guys. Hell, I wouldn't even been SMD wouldn't even been born if I had not been debt free. If I had not had become debt free. I didn't know. I thought financial freedom meant I had to make millions of dollars. No, I just had to get to zero. That's it. Financial freedom. Once you get north of zero, you're free. You're financially free on the north side of zero. That's it. Now I have all the time to make as much money as I wish. And what also I've learned is this. I've learned that you must earn the trust of people. Like when I first came out of the working world as a W-2 employee, all I was just thinking about is getting money, getting money, getting money, getting money. But here I am trying to get money in a non-trusting world. Nobody really trusts anybody, right? They don't trust them. So if you're trying to get money from people, they have to trust you first, right? They got to really trust what they're going to get for their money. So I had to learn how to earn the trust of the people first. You know how many people I had to turn down their idea? Hey, LJ, you should be doing this, man. You should be doing that. You should be doing that. Hey, man, how about you just start this funnel up, man? Do this funnel thing, man. That way the people come in, they ain't buying shit unless they trust you. I don't care what kind of elaborate system you have. If they don't trust you, they're not buying anything. I had to work on trust. So I had to turn down a lot of people. No, that's not it. I didn't know it was trust at that time. I just knew what they were telling me wasn't right. "Oh man, you need to start up some t-shirts, man. You need to get a website going." No, that's not it. I kept saying that to myself. And at the same time, they were thinking I was being negative Nancy or something, but deep inside, I just knew it wasn't what they were telling me, right? But I didn't know what it was, but now I do. I had to earn the trust of people, right? And what better way of earning a person's trust is by other than being um, exactly right every time with mathematics, right? At the end of every conversation, is my math right? And if it's yes, people have to believe you, right? Herbert says, LJ, I'm relocating and will get my living expenses down to 30K per year. I'm excited about a fresh start. That's where mine are right now, Herbert. 30,000 a year. About 30,000. And that's not even trying. I'm not even trying to live at 30,000. I'm not trying to do that. It's just that. And it's lovely. It's like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I think back and think about the money I made as an engineer making $160,000 a year. If I could have just worked a solid 10 years living off of $30,000 a year out of that money, oh my God. Oh man, you guys have no idea. Making 160 living on 30. Oh, oh, I would have been swimming in money. Mm. Swimming. Now, I know those of you guys that probably have never made six figures, I want you to understand something. Once you get out of debt, it's not first like when you hear somebody say, "Oh man, that person makes six figures," you got to always say to yourself now, compared to who? Compared to compared to your neighbor or Jeff Bezos? Because if you compare six figures to Jeff Bezos, you really that's really not a lot of money. But if you're comparing to your neighbor down the street, yeah, I guess it's a lot of money. Jared says a lot of people I know who are in debt have turned to trading stocks to get fast. Oh man, that should be cracking. That I ain't gonna lie, that'd be cracking me up when I hear people. Oh man, stocks are low, man. You better jump in right now. Okay, all right, go ahead and do it. Oh man, the stock market's up. That's an illusion. That's not real. Somebody asked me that the other day. They go, Linnell, what do you mean that's not real? I see it. There's millions of people out of work. Why do you think the stocks are going up? There's millions of people are not working. Why do you think that is? It's a combination of things. First of all, that's the rich right there. They're making money. Okay. The numbers you see, that's the rich playground right now. Now, also, you got to remember the people that are broke, they're trying to get fast money. They're also throwing in money inside of there, but they don't realize they're investing with borrowed money. They're in debt. So they're making the rich become richer because they have to borrow the money to invest in the stock market, which is the rich people's money. They think they're coming in. Oh man, let me get that Apple stock while it's low. This is why. While at the same time, Apple and all those guys getting that stimulus money and buying their own shares back. They're probably in there just buying their own shares back with that stimulus money. Oh man. And you know what's so funny is like when people are like, oh my God, I can't believe Ruth Chris, man, they're $1 billion company because they know something that you don't know. Did they do something illegal? Or you just mad because they're getting the money? Oh, okay, whatever. Gabriel says there's no better feeling in the world than not owing nobody. Sure ain't. Not owing a person on earth, man. It is amazing feeling to not owe anybody anything. Nobody's gonna nobody can repossess something that you own. Mm. Nisha says your energy either attracts or repels money. People not in debt more likely to attract money. Nisha's got a strong universal connection, right? It's just It's just I got a good connection, but I don't think it's strong as Nicer's connection. That is just a and it's true, right? Your energy attracts. Energy attracts. It attracts money. That's why they call it currency. Because it's really not real, but you can't tell somebody in debt that money's not real. It's just not it's not real to no. th- They don't nobody ever stops and say, why do they call it currency? I never stopped and said, why do they call money currency? I never once thought to ask that when I was in debt. Because you're supposed to attract, you attract money. You don't chase it. You know, when you plug a wall socket into the wall, you think that the plug chases the currency like it has to. No, it's just there. You got to plug into it. Jerry says, yeah, it's sad. Their priorities are backwards. My cousin has over $30,000 in student loans, but took his stimulus check and spent it on 3 nights at the Ritz Carlton. Oh my God. You know, this is how, Jared, this is how you're going to, this is what's going to help you from not getting upset or feeling bad because your cousin did something like that. You got to always say this to yourself. You got to say this. If he knew, he wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have done that if he knew. So since he did it, you know he doesn't know, or else he wouldn't have did it. Because he's really, by doing that type of action, he's really telling you already why he did it. He didn't know. He didn't know that money didn't exist, but since it's called stimulus money, he takes it, he goes to the Ritz Carlton, and he stimulates the Ritz Carlton's economy. See how that works? Stimulus checks. Most definitely, Jewel. Nicer is divine. Sure is. She sure is. In the background, her and I be talking. We had a discussion not too long ago, and I said, "Hey, I need to know why this, because it's strong on this particular person, right? And it's been like that since day one, right? And at first, I would see her do it, and then I thought she was going to let up, and no, she's been like that since day one, and I'm like, okay, why is that? I need to know, and and I'm gonna just say it's Denzel. Okay, it's Denzel, right? And this is what made me think about something because Denzel and I we had a collab recently. Okay, we had a collaboration recently, and I noticed that my name is nowhere on this collab. Nowhere. No link to the SMD channel. No mention of it in the title. And I thought that was weird at first. I was like, because when I'm preparing for this collab, I'm like, hey, go to his channel, check it out. I'm about to collab with him, and he's about to do this and that. We're about to do this together. And then I go over there, and there's no mention of who I am on the title in below the description. Nothing. I'm like, that's weird. Okay, but most of you guys don't know. After that collab, I kid you not, I got about 20 subscribers. 20. 20, and now that was over a period of time since I'm talking about since the collab. I forgot what day we did the collab, but I got about 20 new subscribers. At first, I said, I would get, one. They were scattering here, one, but it was almost like 1 to 2 subscribers, new subscribers per day. Now, and this is what I gather from that. They heard me on that channel, and they heard me speaking math, and they're like, "Damn, he's right. His math is right. His math is right. He keeps taking them back, but is my math right?" And they probably noticed that each time he had to say yes. Each time. Yes, really, Cosmic. 20 subscribers. I was shocked, honestly. I was shocked. I know, right? LJ, I see how people get caught up with these get rich quick schemes, money schemes. I have a lot of friends that try to get me to do for X. I see that. It's like I see a lot of those invest $100 now, get back 1,200. It's a scary time. People in fear, so they're gonna fall for these new get rich quick schemes, right? And they just don't know that it's just an obvious scam. It just they're so bad with it too. They make it so obvious that it's a scam, but people just fall for it, else they wouldn't do it. Herbert Walker says so many people are just riding the struggle bus and just getting by. And they're used to that. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna get me some more water here. And I'm gonna turn on the AC. Give me a second, you guys, because it's getting warm up in here. Girlfriend must have turned the AC off. All right. Gabriel says, I should make a 40-hour work week documentary in the future. You know what? Honestly, Gabriel, let me get this mic back because it's all up in my face here. I'm actually terrified of the 40-hour work week. I ain't gonna lie. It terrifies me. It really does. A 40-hour work week, that's just really, really, really terrifies me. It, it terrifies me, man. Oh my goodness. Terrifies me. Cosmic says he should have mentioned you. Yeah, he should have. That's why when I heard Nicer saying that, it's like that should have been a given, right? But it's his show, it's his thing. But I just thought that was weird. But little things like that I pay attention to. You know, guest, hey, we're going to talk about this, and the guest is LJ Young or the SMD, blah blah blah, right? But whatever. But anyway, it doesn't really matter as long as people go to his channel and the right people hear it. They will. If you go to that collab right now, there's a guy in there called Gaddy, man. He clearly understood everything I was saying, clearly, right? And you know, Denzel was still coming back, just trying to justify what he's doing, right? And it's his channel, it's his business. I'm not saying Denzel's bad for what he does, right? I respect what he does. You know, it's a successful business. He's doing his thing, you know, whatever. But when it comes down to it, you can't get around mathematics. Shout out to Jared for the $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. Thanks for sharing the knowledge, man. Hey, I love sharing, man. I do. I love it. Andre says, LJ, you pulled back the curtain. I did. Pulled it back. You're just a short little wizard dude? What the hell? With big horns. I'm thinking of the Wizard of Oz when she pulled back the. I know I'm jumping around. But listen, when you get out of debt, right, and you understand how the universe works, right, and then you think about movies like The Wizard of Oz, that had to have been an aware person, but that's the best way they could illustrate what they were thinking in their mind. So when you pull back the curtain, it's the same thing. You know, you think it's all this stuff when you're in debt. Hey, the only way you can make it is with credit and this and that. And then you open the curtain, you're like, what the hell? Yeah, it was an illusion. Now that you know, you might as well come over here and start making money. Come on in. Close the curtain behind you, though. Close the curtain. Jared says, I saw a video where Denzel stated he profits over $250,000 per year, but I guess it's possible when you're telling people what they want to hear. It's possible. I mean, I don't know that. He says it, I guess. When people say numbers like that, I don't believe anything. I just, okay, well, you make 250. That's what you said? Yeah. He said it. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to be, hey, man, I make $1 million, because I don't. I'm not going to do that. But, you know, you got to look at it this way. Whoever's mentoring him, they're doing it right. You know, they get the nice clothes, the cool background, the cameras, look the part, throw out big numbers, and people in debt, they're attracted to that. I get it. I totally get it. But When I break it down, it doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. You can't borrow your way out of debt. People think, oh man, you can get out of debt faster. The only way you can get out of debt faster is by going to your boss and say, hey, can you speed up my paychecks? That's the only thing that's going to get you out of debt faster. But if you believe it, I guess you just believe it. Gabriel says, even I was a kid, I always was slavery. LJ, even if you're making money, it's slavery. Most definitely slavery. Nicer says SMD equal you ain't in Kansas anymore. Click, click, click of the heels, click, click. That's the best way you can illustrate it. Andre says, Wofo is story about politics. Oh, it's a story about politics and the Depression. Gotta write that down. Andre be spitting out some stuff I need to watch. Wofo. I gotta look that up. Let me put that in YouTube right now. Let's see something. That's that right? Yeah, Wofo. Okay. Where would I find that story at? Do I find it at would I find that on Netflix or something? Where would I find that? Herbert Walker says, if your friends are broke, get rid of them and join the debt-free matrix journey. Sure, you better get rid of them. Wizard of Oz. You know, when there's a lot of movies now, I look back now and I think to myself, these were aware people trying their best to be able to illustrate what is truly out there. You know, just the Wizard of Oz, the Matrix. I'm sure there's other movies out there too that just there's that older movie back in the 80s, Look or something, where you take your glasses off and sell and buy and all this other stuff. I would have never understood any of those movies if I didn't. I remember when the Matrix first came out in '99, the original one. I remember being in the movie theaters and thinking to myself, what if that was real? The whole time it was real. The whole time. Gabriel says the people in the suburbs are in so much debt. Yes, they are. They're in a lot of debt. Gabriel says 1.8 new unemployment claims this week. This ain't ending anytime soon. No, because those are going up. They're burning, the rioters are burning a few businesses that were open doing business. They're burning them down. So there's more unemployment claims. Yeah, but that was let me go see. Let me go see how many people I got right now. I turned that counter off so people can't see it. So I am up to 1,539 subscribers right now. Now you go to Denzel's page, he got like 14,000 people, subscribers. But I want you guys to understand something too. If you start to do your own channel, I want you to clearly understand something. Views and subscribers mean nothing. Okay, just don't think because if they have a whole bunch of subscribers that they're making a lot of money. That's not true. Okay, that's you're believing that they have so many subscribers, all those people are buying from them. None of that is true. Okay, some people you can go to. Have you ever been to a YouTube channels and you see that they have like 20 subscribers, right? And you go to their channel and they don't have no videos. That kind of gives you an idea about subscribers. You're going to have just robot subscribers, and then you're going to have true subscribers. So when I tell you 1,539 subscribers, these are true subscribers, right? I have the kind of content that if you subscribe and turn on the notification bell, you want to hear me. You want to hear what I have to say because it's really the same stuff. I'm just talking math and I'm talking about what's going on in the world. That's really the only thing that's different. I talk about the current events, but I still apply debt to it so you can understand and relate to it, because emotion and feelings really make the connection. Right. Mecca says, I just found out that the JD Rockefeller and JP Morgan Chase lobby to take finance education out of schools because they want a nation of workers, not thinkers. I believe that. And put it this way. At first, I used to be the same way. When I was in debt, the public school system, they're designed to do this and that. No, they teach you the basics of what you need to function in the society, right? Public school just teaches you the basics, how to function in society. What you do with those basic skills is totally up to you, right? Because had I took the math that I learned in grade school and applied it to my finances, I would have been a millionaire when I was in my early 20s. Put it that way. I would have been a millionaire when I was in my early 20s. And that's from having a regular job. So I'm not blaming public schools and all this other stuff. You need that to function. Andre says true Mecca. Oh, true to Mecca. Okay, gotcha. Mecca says that got me thinking like that's what they did to use in slavery. Slavery is still here. It will always be here. Slavery is still here. It's the colorblind. Debt is the colorblind slave master. It has nothing to do with your color, because all it sees is green. So you could walk up and be a black man to debt. Debt don't care. Debt just sees a green man and a green woman. That's it. That's it. It doesn't see color. It doesn't care where you're from. It doesn't care if you're from this city, that city. It doesn't care. All it sees is green. Period. Herbert Walker says, I've already seen some move-in special for apartments in North Carolina. Housing is going to take a hit for sure. Everybody's taking a hit. Everybody is. Nobody's getting out of this. Well, there's going to be some people. Let me stop saying nobody. The majority are not getting out of this. Okay. I got to stop saying everybody, because there are definitely winners in this game right now. Nasha says, I remember seeing The Matrix in theaters with future hubby. We both thought we was just going to see an action movie. Oh, really? Yeah, no. Let me think back. Yeah, I just thought it was going to be an action movie too, but it was an excellent movie. The Matrix was 20 years ahead of its time for sure. Most definitely. I meant us. Andre says, it was taught in home economics mainly to remove the knowledge of cash value life insurance with mutual insurance companies. It was taught in home economics. What was taught in home economics? What I teach here, man, it's generational for sure. You learn this, and you have more control of your children, right? If you learn this now and you got young children, you can teach this to your children right now. Right now, you can just teach them, right? You say, hey, man, and you teach them in a natural way. Hey, this is how you buy this. This is how they won't know anything else. They'll know how to use credit. They'll know credit and stuff as a tool, but they won't spend money like the majority. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to work for everybody. Don't get me wrong, but some will listen, some won't. Tosh 2003 says, I was looking at another YouTube video talking about rent going down since the property management companies have bills to pay. Yeah, everything's going to go down. Unless they come up with some ginormous stimulus package. You guys don't even understand, man. It's going to be a housing market crash like unseen before in history. 2008 is going to look like nothing. Okay, 2008 is going to look like nothing. But at the same time, if you have money, it's going to be like Christmas. But this Christmas is going to last like 5 years. Man, they're gonna clean. Oh my God. If I had money right now. Oh, if I had money right now, I would never work again in my life. It's gonna be like wake up just like Christmas every freaking day. Just like, oh, it's Christmas again. It's Christmas. It's Saturday. It's still Christmas. It's 2022. Yeah, it's still Christmas. Mm, mm, mm. I'm almost to the point of jealousy. Shoot. Andre says life insurance was the primary asset of American citizens for over 150 years. Mm, mm, mm. Gabriel says there's a reason they don't put financial classes in school. I have always known this, and I was the only kept thinking like only one kept thinking like that. There's a reason. That's true. That is true. Most definitely. Calvin says 2008 was an oversupply of homes. Yep. That's not the case now. There is a housing shortage. All I'm saying is this, Cosby. Millions of people cannot pay their mortgage. Millions. So it seemed like that's going to be a serious oversupply of homes because everybody's going to be foreclosed on. It's going to flood to me. And this is just my thought. I know I'm not in the real estate game. I'm just saying what I see with numbers. If they don't give a package, millions of jobs have been lost. That means millions of people don't have no work. They can't even, millions of people won't even have a job. They can't have a job to go to pay their mortgage. We're going to have millions of car repossessions, millions. Businesses are going to be closed down. I mean, this is just what I see. Nothing else makes sense to me. If I'm missing something, maybe, but Cosmic says 2008 was so bad because of overbuilding and easy money. Yeah, because I was caught up in it. I signed up for a house that I couldn't afford. I didn't have no money. I remember them telling me it was so embarrassing too. I remember I'm embarrassed to even say stuff like this out loud in public, right? But I remember I got this house. It was like 200,000. I had no money. I was deep in debt, student loans, credit cards. And I remember them instructing me to borrow some money to put in my bank account to look like I had enough money to cover a couple of months' payments. And they were like, "Yeah, just do this, man. Put the money there. They'll just verify it and see that it's there, and then you can give the money back to whoever you got the money from." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, all right." So I went and got a few $1,000s from, I think I borrowed from a friend or something. I said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna give it right back to you, man. I'm not gonna." And he trusted me, gave it to me, put it in there. Then I got passed and whatever and got the loan. Here I am borrowing money to pretend that I have money to get a house I couldn't afford. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed. I'm sure the loan I got was most definitely a subprime mortgage. It was probably an FHA mortgage. But I remember when I got that mortgage too, I remember I had a so-called equity in there. It's like, "Hey, yeah, you got a little bit of equity. You can refinance and get this money out, and then you can buy this." And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, sign me up." And I got that too. Ooh, they were just doing a slave so dirty. I was a slave. I was just a low down, dirty slave. They were just kicking me on the ground. Now I'm talking debt slave, okay? And that has nothing to do with my color, okay? Just a debt slave. And they were kicking me while I'm down, just stepping on my chains. I'm tripping over my own chains, tripping over, and they're just kicking them. I was adding links to my chain, kicking me while I was down, just adding links. Sign me up, sign me up. Herbert Walker says, I have a retired friend who has credit card debt and just purchased a new car with 0% interest. She has been retired for 3 years and also has a mortgage with that 0% interest is like the best bait to put on a hook. Woof. Cosmic says housing prices will go down, but not like 2008 is all I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, Cosmic, but I think it's just going to be worse than '08. They're going to go so low, they're going to be like bargain basement prices. Foreclosures, nobody going to be able to pay their taxes on their houses. Imagine the people like that were there, because believe there's some people out there that probably own the home clear and free, but they're in so much debt they won't be able to pay their taxes. That's going to be gone. Foreclosures. Oh man, it's going to be. Andre says they paid 10 years of interest. Now they will be foreclosed on 10 years of interest. And you know, this is what's crazy too. This is what's crazy. People in debt will believe that the banks will get a bailout, right? Not realizing when they signed up for a subprime mortgage, like an FHA mortgage, it's federally insured by the taxpayers, right? So when they default, guess what? Guess who pays for that? The taxpayers. So when they hear that money comes from the government to pay off those loans, they just really don't understand it. That's what they signed up for with PMI, right? You already signed up and accepted that if you default on that loan, the government's going to pay. They're going to get all those people that are going to default on their FHA mortgages, the banks are going to get paid. Gabriel says this is going to be the biggest crash in American history. Yes. And Gabriel, I just don't believe that the president is going to allow that. I don't think he's going to come up with some package. Nobody's going to deny it. The whole country is about to be in martial law. You think they're not going to deny that package. That's going to be, and I believe, me personally, it's on purpose. It's meant to last 100 years. It's going to be that big. Because it needs to match the current economy. It has to. They're going to enslave. You know how many slaves, generations of slaves that will be in debt their entire life. Their kids, check this out. Their kids and their grandchildren that haven't even been born yet are going to be paying this money back. And they haven't even been born yet. Just like Andre said, I'm tax sovereign. Well, not all the way. I'm almost there. Not quite. But I will be tax sovereign. So that bill you guys see that's going to be coming, I'm not going to be not in a negative way. I won't be part of it in the negative way. I'll be on the upside of that. Jared says, my friend bought a house a few months ago. Just see how I stop in mid-sentence a few months ago with over, oh my God. I bet you the bank people were just laughing. $100,000 in student loans. Now she fears she will be affected by the layoffs. You hear that? I bet you the banks were just, oh my God, hey man, get this paperwork out fast. She don't even know. She got $100,000 in student loan debt. Oh yeah. She's, Herbert Walker says, debt-free person with an emergency fund is sitting in the driver's seat. Yes, sir. It's a wonderful feeling, ain't it, Herbert? Just like this pandemic is very different for people in debt versus not in debt. Trust me. I promise you this. I completely promise you this. Cosmic says, we didn't even get snow. DC was colder than us the past 2 winters. Oh, at Herbert, talking to Herbert. Quentin Cameron says, LJ is buying a house in cash is the best way to go. Yes. For me, I'm 50, right? So I ain't got no choice, right? And I don't want you to understand something. I don't believe you have to buy a house, okay? Don't fall for that. Don't say, oh man, you ain't nothing if you don't know. It just eliminates buying a house or buying something that you own that you're going to live in, eliminates risk. That's what it does. It just eliminates risk. You know, something, crash happens or something happens, you own your house. Okay. So nobody can jack up your rent and all this other stuff. But again, it won't be in my name. The way I'm gonna buy my next house, if I end up getting, it's not gonna be in my name. It's gonna be under a business. I'm gonna rent from myself. Believe that. That's the only way I'm gonna have to be able to pay a house off quickly. Andre says prices up equal good, prices down equal good, price is irrelevant. Now, if you're new to this channel, what Andre, he's speaking alien. Okay. If you're in debt, you have no idea what that means. That's like hieroglyphics. You know that stuff they put on the pyramids, right? You could put, if you're in debt and you put that on a pyramid, right? You would think it's hieroglyphics. You're like, okay, prices up equal good, prices down equal good, prices. What? You just said it was good there and it's down there, but now it's irrelevant. What the hell are you saying? He's speaking alien. Another new deal. Limit for Life says, I can see a caste system being built. Yes, it's definitely a hierarchy in it. When you get out of debt, the hierarchy is clear. Because there's a clear hierarchy. Clear. There's a set of rules that are in place that you cannot see when you're in debt. You can't see it. You cannot see it. I promise you, it's impossible. It's totally impossible. Andre says, rent and own someone else's debt. Rent and own someone else's debt. He's speaking alien. Mr. Rodriguez, have a business before buying a home for all the tax advantages. Have a business before buying a home. Well, if you're debt free, I guess. If you're debt free, yeah. I wouldn't suggest that to anybody that's in debt. I would never tell them that. But if you're not in debt, yes, most definitely. For sure. For sure. Because there's many ways to do that. But for sure. For sure. It's a whole new world now. It always feels like a superpower, right? To know that I'm never wrong and I can prove it, right? You can show people, I can literally show people that money doesn't even exist for you if you're in debt. Doesn't even exist in any form. And I can prove it. You guys know what that feels like, man? It's amazing. I ain't gonna lie. It's amazing. Totally amazing. But I had this guy on Instagram. He follows me on Instagram, but he just looks at my memes, right? Let me just, those of you who don't know my Instagram, but let's see here. Where did I put that? There we go. There's my Instagram, right? SavingsMinusDebt, right? He wrote me yesterday, and he was telling me how I changed his life, right? He was following me. He would see my memes and he saw the way I was saying it. And he's just like, wow, man, wow. And he did it on his own. I mean, you could tell by the way a person talks if they actually did what I'm saying, because you speak a different language. Okay. Let's just put it that way. You don't say things like, hey man, I can't wait for things to get back to normal. You don't say things like that, right? Because that's an illusion. Because the normal was not real in the first place, right? But it's just amazing to hear a total stranger say, dude, man, you changed my life, man. You have no idea. You changed my life. I'm like, wow, man. I said, those kind of things are what keeps me going. Excuse me. Things like that from total strangers keep me going. Just so one day I'm going to reach somebody like famous that's going to hear me speak, and they're going to understand that I'm the truth. And everything I say can be proven to be true, 100% true. Of everything I say, 100% true. What matters, Cosmic, is taxes, and if you own the debt. Oh, gotcha. Taxes are the only guaranteed ROI investment. Guaranteed ROI. Gabriel says, when do you think the banks will cut the credit line to people, LJ? Oh, it's already started. That's already started. They're getting their HELOCs cut off. They're getting their lines of credit cut down. They're already started. You think the banks are just going to lose that money? No, they got all kind of stuff written in those things, right? That money's if they're smart, if people were smart, they would get those lines of credit and go and pull the cash out. Say, I want it all in cash. That's the smart thing to do. Don't leave it online as a line of credit. Go there and get the cash if they let you do that. I don't even know if they let you do that. That's what I would do. See how Denzel's saying it's already happening. It's already happening. The bank's not taking the L. They already know what's happening, right? It's just a matter of time. They're trying to get this few stragglers. I see people on Facebook buying houses. I mean, like, I just want to jump on Facebook and say, hey, man, you're buying a house in the middle of a never seen before worldwide pandemic, and you're buying a house? That makes absolutely no sense. None. And they're smiling, taking pictures with it. It's just like, wow, the bank's making a killing. They got these signs up. Hey, we're new homeowners. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You don't own anything. We're homeowners. We're homeowners. No, you're not. No, you're not. Lemon for Life says AT&T sent me $20 for using less gigabytes for the last 3 months of the yearly plan. Wow. Now, Lemon for Life, do you got a regular plan? Do you put it this way, Lemon? Do you pay when you get your bill? Are there a whole bunch of taxes on your bill? You got a bunch of taxes on your bill? That will tell me what type of plan you have. Andre says, Gabriel, people, the collateral get whatever they want. What did Gabriel say before? I got to read back what Gabriel. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, gotcha. Okay. People with the collateral get. Oh, gotcha. Okay. People with the collateral get whatever they want. Gotcha. That is true. That is very true. Gabriel at 19, man. Hey, Gabriel, I want you to be able to leave home because you sound like you scared to leave home. You just don't. I mean, you're 19. I'm not suggesting you leave home. Stay home as long as you can and stack your money, Gabriel. Okay, stack your money. All right. Don't follow what your friends are doing, even when they're buying cars in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. Buying cars, financing homes. Oh man, this is bad. Bad. Facebook is bad. Social media is bad, man. When I see people doing that, I can't say nothing because everybody. This is. I'm gonna tell you guys my secret of what I do on Facebook, right? Because I do a lot of on my Facebook. I have 2 pages. I got my personal page. Let me see. I got my personal page, and then I got my SavingsMinusDebt page, right? But sometimes I'll post some debt stuff on my personal page, right? And so people don't really interact with it. I might get a like or 2, maybe maybe something, but it'd be 2 or 3 people, right? And then it's like a tumbleweed tossing in the desert, right? But if every now and then I'll put up a picture of maybe me and my girlfriend or something out to dinner or some event or something, I'll get like 100 people. Like I posted a picture of myself with with my hair growing out, just the silver gray hair, and right now, and I got like 100 people liking that picture. 100. I said, "Ooh, so you guys are following me, but you just ain't saying nothing, right?" I think it's funny as hell. Gabriel says, "My cousin wants to buy a new car here. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane." What are you saying, Gabriel? Are you saying anything? When you know your cousin wants to buy a new car, what are you saying? Andre says, United States is capitalistic, so you need to stack capital. Yes, you do. Gabriel says, Herbert, I got my side hustle in there. Herbert? He's talking to Herbert. Okay. Nice is in the cut. Nice is in the cut. Denzel says, stay home, bro. Stack it up. See, Denzel's more closer to Gabriel's age. I know Denzel's around 25, 24, something like that. Gabriel's 19. So stay home, stack it up. Because I think Denzel, you still at the crib too, right? I just bought car lease out. I'm going to ride till the wheels fall off, right? Because I think Denzel still said he's still at home, man. If I was that age too, I'd still be at home, stacking my dough. Stacking my dough. Don't listen to your friends get, oh man, you 20 something, man, you still living at home. How you gonna bring the girls home? And this, hey, don't worry about none of that. Say, hey, do what you do. Do what you do. And I'm telling you right now, Gabriel, you know me, I always say this too. If you stay debt free, that's gonna eliminate half of the relationships in your life, the unnecessary ones, because you won't even have them. You're not going to take a girl serious if she has $100,000 in student loan debt and don't care about getting out of that student loan debt. You're not going to take her serious. I promise you. No, sir. No, sir. You're going to be like, you fine and everything, but you got how much? When you going to pay that off? Oh, it's going to be a forever loan. You know how people do. No, I know how people in debt do. Are you a person in debt? Well, I don't think I ever could pay that student loan off. Okay, well, I guess we're going to be friends. Denzel says, yep, I live with mom 24. See how he says it proud? Yep, live with mom. That's how you got to be, Gabriel. You cannot care what people in debt say. Oh, man, you're 24, 25. You still live at home with mommy? You say, yes, I am. Sure am. Yes. You still have your same room with mom? Yep, I sure do. Sure do. Yes. Yes, I do. How long you plan on staying there? As long as I can. Even up to your 30? Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. Herbert Walker says, I drive a 2003 Acura and it rides good. And they probably look at Herb and say, oh, he's broke. Look how old his car is. Herbert probably got a old phone to match. And when I say an old phone, it might be 2 or 3 years old, because you got to remember, people nowadays, they got to have the latest phones, right? They have to have the 2020 Notes or the 2020 iPhone 11 Max Pro Max. I'd be seeing people on Facebook talk about that. Oh man, I got that new iPhone 11 Pro Max, man. It's just, oh man, yeah, I know exactly how you bought it too. I guarantee you financed it. Guarantee, which locks you in. People in debt that finance phones, they don't realize those phones lock them into the prices that they pay for cell phone service. Locks them in. And since they can't afford the phone, guess what else they get? They get cell phone insurance. And so cell phone insurance got a deductible. Did you know that? Did you know cell phone insurance got a deductible? Oh my God, they are making a killing. Oh man, this phone costs about $1,500. Did you pay cash for it? No? Then what are you telling me the price about what the price of that phone is, right? First of all, it's not 1500. You just believe it's 1500. Samsung, Apple made you believe that phone in your hand is worth $1,500. They just made you believe that. And since you believe that, now you're going to get insurance to match that with a deductible on phone insurance. Let me tell you something. If you're new to this channel, I'm just giving you advice. Two things. Don't ever say in public that you're financing a cell phone. Don't ever say that. Ever. You don't know who's around you. And number two, don't you ever say you got insurance on a cell phone. Don't ever say that. If they say, hey man, you got insurance, you just say no. You financing that cell phone? No. Even if you are, pay it off fast, but don't tell anybody that you financed the phone, okay? Just don't do that. There might be some aliens around you. We're aliens in SMD family. We're aliens. We're proud to be aliens, proud of it. You can't see us. We look like you. We got ears. We got two eyes. And we speak. We got teeth. We eat food. We do all that. But we don't speak the same language as you. So if you set a phone up there and you're talking about you got a great deal and you financed a freaking cell phone, oh my God. That might be the last dinner you're going to have with that alien. Hey man, you want to go? Nah, man. I got to wash my spaceship. I mean, I got to wash my car. Sorry, I can't. Yeah. All right. Okay. Herbert Walker says, at this stage of my life, dating is about love and business. Yeah, and you know what, Herbert? Just like I told Gabriel, you're not going to accept I don't care how fine she is, Herbert. You're not going to accept a woman that's in debt in your life. You're not going to take her serious. That's not going to happen. I always tell people now, the woman I'm with right now, I asked to see her credit report. She thought I was joking. You joking? No, I'm not joking. I want to see it. I was wondering why you kept asking. You kept asking over and over. I say, yeah, because I'm dead serious. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. Mecca says, I have the iPhone 7, but it's time to get a new one. I'm paying cash for it. Yeah, pay cash for it. So hey man, Mecca, you want the latest iPhone 11? Get it, man. Just pay half the price for it. Just wait for it to be out for a little while. And the prime time to buy a phone that you want is when the new model is coming out. When the new model is getting ready to come out, they always they prep the people in debt that this new phone and the new features. That's when they're trying to get off their old phones, right? And soon as they drop the new phone, that's the time to buy the previous model that you might want. That's the time to buy it. Gabriel says, I never was part of people having financed iPhones, having car payments and not knowing about finance. That's pretty crazy, Gabriel, that you had that kind of knowledge. Honestly, it really is. I got an old Android for it. I got a Note 8. I love my Note 8. Man, this thing is nice, man. I love my Note 8. Now, don't get me wrong. I want the Note 10. I do, but I'm gonna wait, right? Andre's cracking up. Yeah, because you know why? Because we aliens. Gabriel says, in high school. You mean last year when you was in high school last year? Okay. Gabriel tried to make it sound like it was so long ago. That was this last year. What are you talking about? And my last 2 months was the worst and best part of my life, because I realized people, how they talk about finance. And when I talk about finance, I was always said I had a broke mind, right? And plus, nobody's going to really listen to you, Gabriel, because you're 19. They're going to think, what do you know? You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about life and this and that, when it has nothing to do with that. It's just mathematics and mindset. Just like, yeah, mindset. Just mindset. Herbert says, being debt-free means everything is negotiable. Everything. Just like Andre was saying earlier, the value of anything is totally up to you. Whatever you deem something value, you make the value. It doesn't matter what they believe it is, right? You now have the power to walk away from spending money. You just walk away. Hey, I want that. Oh, I'm only selling for this. I have this. Well, I won't accept that. You say, okay, see you later. Bye-bye. They're gonna be like, whoa. Man, you didn't even try to know because I said this is what I'm going to pay, period. Like I said, I wasn't buying the new one they have out. I was going to get the 10. Yeah, that's no, I was just saying that as an example. I didn't think you were going to buy straight. But one I was an Apple. I owned an Apple iPhone many years ago, right? And I got to tell you, the touch screen on the Apple, Android can't mess with a touch screen on the Apple. The touch screen on the Apple iPhone is like it's almost like you're literally moving the pages or the whatever you're touching and moving. Okay, hands down, nothing's like it, right? But I knew even back before they told us that the new iOS was slowing down the older phones. I just thought, of course they do, because at the time of the iOS was built, it was built on a particular hardware set, right? It was, of course. So if they upgrade, if they come out with a newer OS, of course they're going to make the newer OS work better on the newer hardware, which was going to slow down the old hardware if you kept updating it. So I used to stop updating my iOS because I knew that would naturally happen. Maybe I knew this because I was in the computers or whatever, but it would just seem like a natural part of the process. So, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Even the teachers, Gabriel, it doesn't matter. Teachers, like a teacher, you gotta love teaching. I'm not knocking teachers, right? Especially now, when you no kids are able to go to school, you see what teachers do, right? You see they're not paid enough money. They're definitely not paid enough. Teachers are not paid enough money. They're not, right? But you see the amount compared to what they get paid, you see the amount of debt they have to go into to even become a teacher. That's just that doesn't even make sense to me. They got to go 50,000, $60,000 in student loan debt and be making 30 grand a year. And they be working they just don't work school hours. People in debt like, oh, what do you got to complain about? You have summers off. Oh, you guys that have no clue. Not a clue. But they don't get paid enough. They don't, it's not like they just work school hours and then as soon as the bell ring, they go home too and just be done. No, they taking homework home. They're making the classroom pretty. They got these oh man. I feel for teachers, man. I do. I feel for teachers. But you got to remember, Gabriel, if they're in school, this is also I look at it. If they're in a classroom and they're buried in debt, they're going to teach a certain way, consciously or subconsciously, right? It's different if you have a teacher that's teaching there and they don't have any debt. I promise you I promise you it's that way. If they are there and they have no debt, you should know that they are there because they want to be there. They don't have to be there. They want to be there. Now you get another teacher that's buried in student loan debt, working hours beyond how many hours they're required. You're going to get a certain type of teaching because they're tired. They got their own families. They got their own. Can you imagine, on top of teaching their kids, they got to teach their own kids. They got their own husbands, wives, homework and stuff like that. Oh man, that's a lot of work, man. Herbert says, I tell the ladies I drive a 2003 Acura with 200. He goes into specifics, 293,000 miles on it, and I don't care what they think. I mean, tell me something, Herbert. Why are you going into the year of your car with the mileage, man? That's like serious business. Tell me why you're doing that. Mecca says, yeah, I noticed that. I noticed when I updated my phone, it got worse. The battery life doesn't last. Look at this, Mecca. All these years, that's another reason why I left Apple. All these years, and the battery life still sucks. I even think that's on purpose. This is how they sell the side stuff, the Apple extend batteries and all this other stupid nonsense. Now I was already out of the iPhones before, but when they came up with the new iPhone and they took away the headphone jack, they said, we're taking that out of there. I was like, what? And people accepted that. I knew they were prepping for something. Now they got these $150 earbuds that you just stick in your ear. Can you imagine how many people have lost one of those buds and have to buy a new set? Oh my God, Apple is just killing the game. Those things just hang in your ear. Yeah, it looks cool, but damn, if one falls out, you gotta buy another. You gotta buy another one. You gotta buy another set. And then I'm sure people justify, well, that'd be cool anyway, because if I just lost it, I have another one. Just, no, mm-mm. Look at that. Gabriel says some of my teachers had second jobs. I could change a teacher's life, man. I really could. I could change a teacher's life. It would be a hard truth, but I could change their life. If I was like my girlfriend, she has a 7. He just turned 7 today, right? Now, he's not a regular 7-year-old. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's not a regular 7-year-old. He is beyond his years smart. I mean, but he doesn't know it yet, right? He doesn't know, but I know, right? Now, if I went to his school and observed this teacher, and these are questions you can't really ask a teacher. Plus, they wouldn't know why you're asking these questions. But if I could go to a school and say, "Hey, are you in student loan debt?" and you come across a teacher who says, "No, I have no debt," that's the class I want my child in, because I know for a fact the teacher is there because they want to be there. They're not there because they have to be there. Now, if you're a teacher listening to this, I want you to. I hope you don't take offense to it, okay? Because this is very important. I promise you, if you love what you do, become debt free and you will excel. You will excel. Become debt free and you will be unlike the majority of teachers in the school you work in. They will clearly understand that there is a difference with you. I promise you that. Herbert Walker says, LJ, it helps me to get rid of single women looking for a sponsor. You know what? I'm going to tell you like this. If I was single right now, I'd be a monster. I would. I'd be a total monster. I'd be like, before I met the woman I'm with now, I was debt free only a few years. So I've gained so much knowledge. It's unbelievable. I can't really explain to you, but I was a young north of zero person. So I was kind of getting an idea of what's going on. But I noticed that when I was dating, the first thing I would listen to see if they were in debt. I just couldn't help myself. I'd be like, and then I would hear the debt and I would be like, oh, what you gonna do? You gonna get out of it, or you gonna pay it off, or whatever, right? But they just wouldn't. And I would just think to myself, I can't be with you. They come home, oh my God, my boss was this, and oh man, I got these bills and blah, blah, blah. Now, regardless of why they were saying it, it didn't matter to me. I was like, I hope you're not saying it because you think I'm gonna pay your bills. But I was thinking to myself, you're in debt. What are you going to do about it? Because we're not going to be together. I don't want to come home hearing you complain about your hours and how this bill is late and all this stuff. Do you think I'm going to listen to that every day when I'm free? Hell no. I ain't listening to none of that. No, sir. Herbert Walker says, women who are financially stable love my car. So they get it. Because they know a car don't mean nothing. Gabriel says, I used to struggle in every subject except math. Look at that. Math. You know what's so crazy, Gabriel? Math is an exact science. Exact science. It's never wrong. Never wrong. Mecca says, yeah, that's true about the iPhones. They keep you spinning. I try not to get caught up with it. Never bought that extra stuff. The phone is just easy to use for business. Don't get me wrong. I keep saying that. Hands down, touch screen, the way it flows, I get it. But I remember having an iPhone. I would panic, literally panic, if I forgot my power cord. I would literally pen. Now, Mecca, do you still carry around your? Do you still carry around your power cord? You got one in the car. You got one at the desk at your job. Always plugged up. I couldn't stand that. Now I grab my Note 8 and I leave. I don't bring no power cord with me. I remember I literally would panic if I forgot my iPhone power cord. Oh hell no. Mm-mm. Herbert Walker says, LJ, would you spend money on yourself? LJ, you would spend money on yourself if you were single. Would you? LJ, you would spend money on yourself. What do you mean by that, Herbert? My guess is the majority of single people are in debt. That's true. Gabriel says, I thank the universe for introducing the SMD family. You know what's so crazy, Gabriel? I thank the universe every morning I wake up, right? Before I even look at my phone, I get up, have my coffee, and thank the universe of where I'm at today, how many people I've helped, how many people I've met, how many people lives I've changed. Either the ones I know, there's ones I don't know, because when they reach out to me out of the blue, right? They reach out to me and they be like, "Hey, man, you changed my life." That means the world to me, right? I know my turn's coming, right? Multi-millionaire status is where I'm headed. I cannot accept anything less. Going back to the 40-hour work week, that's unacceptable. No, sir. I can't. I can't even imagine going back into the workforce talking about work stuff. People don't really realize they get along with their people at work because they're in the same boat. That's why they get along. You get caught up in the people driving up to the job with new cars and people getting jealous of other people. Oh my God, how much they make? How much they pulling down because they got that house and they got that car? That doesn't mean anything. That none of that means nothing. And have you ever noticed too? You ever noticed too? They always a job always try to tell you not to tell your salary to other employees. You ever notice that? They can't make you not do that, but they strongly suggest it. You ever notice that? You ever wonder why? Why is that? Why shouldn't I tell? I mean, people don't do it because some people do it. They love telling people that they make six figures or whatever, right? But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything how much money a person make. None. Zero. Especially if they're quadruple that in debt. It's going to be a lot of hard pills to swallow for a lot of you people that are new. But I welcome you. You're going to meet a lot of nice people. You really are. You're going to meet a lot of nice people. You're going to meet a lot of like-minded people. Um, you're going to be able to speak alien. You're going to be able to understand when Andre talks a certain way, when Cosmic talks a certain way. I don't want to own anything. I don't want nothing in my name. I don't want to own nothing. You're going to understand what that really means. No, they're not. No, they're not bums. They're not people that don't know anything. Those are people that know something that you don't know, that you cannot see because you're in debt. Mecca says, LJ, I didn't carry my cord, but now I do because I use it for business. Gotcha. My son always tried to get on it to play games, so now I have to keep my charger. Gotcha. Okay. Herbert says, I mean, if you weren't in a relationship, you would spend money on yourself instead of dating. Oh yeah, I spend money on myself now. Oh yeah, I spend money. I didn't go crazy. I enjoyed like when I first got out of debt, I enjoyed spending money on fixing up my truck. Right. I enjoyed that. I love going to the junkyard, pick up certain things. I love ordering new parts and just putting it on myself. I had a ball fixing up my truck. I really did. That was really therapeutic. It was really nice. It was cool. I enjoyed doing that. Herbert Walker says, I don't spend more than $50 on a dinner date. Wow, where are you going? I thought you'd be taking in like Ruth Chris or something like that. You don't do that? Lobster tail. I think Herbert walks in there like, hey baby, don't pick anything that doesn't say market price. All right. You pick only the stuff that says market price. Well, baby, that's not, hey, don't worry about it. I'm retired. and I'm debt free. Market price, baby. Mecca says, this one girl clowned my car. She said, that's your Dave Ramsey car. She killed me on that one. That's your Dave Ramsey car. Now that's funny. That is funny. What I took a recent picture. Let me see. I posted this in the members only group. Let me see. I'm gonna show you guys a picture that I just let me see what I did with that. Where's it at? Okay. I gotta send it to myself. 1 second. Share it. Because I was out thinking about the video that I was about to make. And where's that messenger? Oop, crap. 1 second. Come on, why do you keep jumping down? And you. All right, let me show you this recent picture I did of it. Took a picture of it. Love my damn truck. People be asking me to buy that thing every day. Hey man, you sell it? And you sell it? Nope, I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling nothing. Stop asking. All right, where's that at? Downloads. There we go. All right, I'm about to bring it up here. 1 second. Why'd you shrink? That was weird. All right, share screen. Oops, dang, that disappeared real quick. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. All right, there we go. Now I took this the other day. Now this is, if you're new to the channel, this is my 1995 GMC Yukon GT 2-door, right? Now it took me a year to find this damn thing, but I finally found it. But it didn't look like this when I first found it. All right, so don't think it looked like that. It was I should have kept the pictures. I really should have. But that's my baby right there, man. It seems like every year it gets newer because it's old. Right, it's 25 years old right now. Gabriel says the 40-hour work week, in my opinion, is worse than slavery. I just can't explain why. I can explain why because I'm older than you. Because it's prison. And I would work way more than that. We're having salary. I was working way more than that. You know, when you're out in the working world, you somehow believe. This is what I believed. I believed a 40-hour work week. No, excuse me. A salary employee was somehow better than an hourly employee. But even though our employee gets paid for every hour they work, salary, you don't. They'll work you like a freaking Hebrew slave. They took full advantage of me throughout my career. Believe that. Believe that. They took full advantage of me. What's up, Dave Bourne? Welcome. Catching the tail end. Art Carp says, LJ, I work for the federal government, and I noticed that most people at my job who is eligible to retire can't afford to retire because they are still heavily in debt with student loans, car notes, etc. A lot of people, and a lot of people believe retirement's an age. It says that's why I did the title of this video, why it's hard to accept. This is another thing hard to accept. Retirement is not an age. Has nothing. You can retire when you choose to retire. You don't have to wait till 65. Whatever number they make up in the books. Hey, the new statistics says the average person. No, you can do it whenever you feel like doing it. Thank you, Andre. Much appreciated. Yeah, that's my baby right there. Love that damn truck. That thing gets newer every year that goes by. It gets newer. Herbert says, unless you're in school. Okay. You talking to me, Herbert? Thank you, Mecca. Appreciate it. Herbert says, LJ, where did you get your truck? Oh, I bought it off of I bought it in Seattle, actually. Those of you who don't know, I grew up in Seattle all my life. I didn't move down here till I moved down to South Carolina in 2019. I actually drove this truck from Seattle down to South Carolina. You can't see my plates, but I still have my Washington plates on the truck. Drove it all the way down 3,000 miles without issue. Actually, when we got here, the water pump went out. I went and got a oil. No, what did I get? Was it oil change? No, I got a radiator flush. I went and got a radiator flush when I first got down here, and then the water pump went out. I was like, woo, woo, because I'll tell you right now, there was some places on that drive that the cell phone service didn't work. Oh, I was thinking to myself, I do not want to break down here. This is not the place to break down. Not. And luckily that never happened. We all the way down, no problem. Towing I had a one of those 5x8 little U-Haul things in there because I sold all my stuff when I moved into my sister's house. So I didn't really have that much stuff, right? But I sold the rest of my stuff, packed all the rest of it in there, drove down to South Carolina. Been here. I'll be here till I'm not going back to Seattle unless to visit. That rain and cold, I'm done with that. Done with that. But all right, you guys, we've been on here for like 2.5 hours. Yeah, a little about 2.5 hours. We're gonna get off here. Come join Cosmic's on the Host SMD channel tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. So don't miss it. I'll see how long Cosmic goes. I'm assuming Cosmic probably go. It counts on how good it goes, but she probably goes about a couple of hours. So 4 about to 6. I'm gonna try to jump on members only because they are overdue. I need to put a video in there. I want to talk about this martial law. So I might end up going after that in the members only group. So we're going to talk about the recent president declaring martial law without actually saying it, right? And people don't know that. So, and I just learned a couple of new things myself just by reading martial law. So stay tuned for that tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time, right? Where Cosmic's going to be kicking down some knowledge on the real estate game. You know, you guys look forward to that. And if you haven't heard her already, I think she's video 595. So if you want to go back, check her out. She hosted that show. And then her and Hyphy actually hosted, they each did a show. So, but hers is there. So you guys have a good night. It's late. It's 11:34 here. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. Okay. Tomorrow evening. And all right. Have a good one. Later.